Okay. All right. I would like to call the meeting to order at 7:33. We have a full board with us tonight, and as well as Dennis Overfield. I'd like to, we have, first item is approval of the minutes of the meeting of February 11. Instead of reading the minutes, does anybody have any comments or questions on them? Do you have any issues?
I don't have any issues.
No.
Nope.
In that case, I would look for a motion to accept the minutes.
I make a motion to accept the minutes from the February RLA meeting.
Do I have a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
And no opposed?
Abstained because I was not present.
Okay, Candace abstained? Sustained?
Okay.
Okay. All right. The, you have, I handed out the sheet for the expenditures, which is probably could have saved the paper. There wasn't any expenditures really. There was the clerical and the telephone. And that's really it. And I think we covered last time that we'll have enough money in the budget for the initial eDNA tests for the spring, so we're good there. I think I need to finesse in one water quality test if we can. I think we'll find that. I got to talk to Pond and Lake about getting it scheduled. Oh,
I know the phone isn't much, but wasn't it going to be shut off?
yes.
Richard, yeah, anybody, like, if anybody else comes in, though, we'll grab the chairs for them.
Let's grab number one.
No, don't worry about it. It doesn't look likely. 7:35.
All right. So if there are no questions on that, obviously, let's move to a review of the rapid response plan, which was mailed to you. I'm not sure how we want to go through this. You've all had it before. I think.
I do have a question. I don't know how to get the answer. So in my business, we have to write communications for a 6th grade reading level. If something comes out from the town, do we have to also, is there a rule like that from the town perspective?
I hear you, because we do the same thing in healthcare.
Okay, well, I'm in health insurance.
Oh, okay,
Yeah.
there you go.
Yeah, so 6th grade reading level.
Yep.
I don't know, because if that's the case, then we have to make some changes to this. But if there's no guidance that is similar to what I just stated, then it's okay.
I'm not aware of anything. I think it would really hamper us in saying what we need to say.
I mean, the main audience, I think, is ourselves, first and foremost, our current selves, so that we're organized and have a plan of our future selves to build this toward. And then members of the public who are interested,
Okay,
and if they have questions, we'd be happy to answer that. So that my sense is certainly not secret, but it's not everyone in town needs to
Okay.
read it.
all right. Because does this becomes a public document, right?
We were thinking of posting it as a public document, yes, so people would be aware of what we were doing.
All right. So do we need to confirm if there's any kind of guidance that the town has, anything that they put out, or no?
I'm happy to
I
check.
just don't want to break.
No, I mean,
certainly-
I'm sure when we go to post it, if there's an issue, they'll tell us. But I will ask tomorrow.
Are you going to be there?
No, I'll just email Katie and
Oh,
Martha.
I can do that too.
Okay, go. No, I'd appreciate that. Thank you. I've got a few things, yeah. You mean, I don't know, if you read some town ordinances, those aren't
Correct.
written for sixth graders. So,
I've been going through town policies for the last few weeks, and believe me, it don't seem to be very many.
yeah, so, but it's worthwhile to ask, so if you would do that, that would be great.
Okay.
Hesitant to look for reasons to have to rewrite it,
Yeah.
especially if it's not rewriting to a level that doesn't meet our primary objective.
And Janelle, I really think more than 95% of it is,
I agree with you. I'm just making a comment
Yeah.
because
yeah,
of what I do for a living.
yes.
And
Your
there's
experience.
guidelines, and I don't want to have to go through this and make sure everything's all set and we submit it, and then they're like, oh, well, you didn't adhere to blah, blah, blah.
I hope they don't come back.
We're not really submitting, we'd be, for our own purposes, we have it posted on our website. And we want to be clear, but I don't think we want further restrictions.
Do we have to share this with anybody?
Where
The
I-
people that we mentioned, do we have their commission? Are they okay? We're including them in here? Do we need their?
All the people that, everybody except for Nick McMahon, who is, works for a private company. Everybody else is a public employee. You can Google every one of these people and get
Okay,
this information.
so I'm gonna play devil's advocate.
Good.
So if someone goes to Yolanda
Mhm.
and says, hey, I'm reading this rapid response plan on the RLA site for the town of Old Lyme, and I had a question about blah, blah, blah. And she's like, what? I don't know what you're talking about. So do we have to let her know, or Krista Romero know, that we're stating them and their contact information in our rapid response?
I would say a courtesy copy would be nice.
I think you're right.
For awareness?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, this is a document mostly for us to perpetuate this.
Yep.
So that's why it's incredibly helpful to have the names.
I mean,
And they will change if we change suppliers and as these
Mhm.
people change.
We have to periodically review
Update
this,
it.
what, every 6 months, every year, I don't know.
Yeah, every year maybe.
One
then-
way to address that, for example, when we have the reference to Yolanda, if they're devoting, should notify, et cetera, by contacting the program specialist at the navigation and voting infrastructure unit. We need to contact the person with the title. And then we could say currently, and have a link to the website where she works. Currently, like, it's the old one. That would be a way to.
That's a way around that, yeah.
To make it
make the document.
factual, we need to contact the person who has this role. Currently, according to this website, this is that person.
Mhm. But if you
Yeah.
just link to the website, then you don't have to go back
Well,
and change
yeah, I want to,
if he
you know,
leaves and he has.
right. Part of the reason they have these names is that, an emergency, we want to be able to add that.
Mhm. Yeah. And then, does anyone know if hydrilla should be capital H or a small h, or does it matter?
I saw it with a large H, so I perpetuated that.
And I think I started that, and I don't know if I was right.
I heard it say genus and genuses are capitalized, so I'd stick with capital.
So capital H throughout the entire,
Correct.
okay. And then, the first page, first bullet, third sub-bullet, the training through the investigator program. Who is that offered by?
Deep.
Who?
Deep,
Okay. I'll fix that.
And then after, and then comma, and then and deep permissions will be needed prior to the implementation? Just as and permissions. Is it
Well-
permissions or?
I don't,
Well, actually, it's license. We need the license for to be at the launch,
Permission.
site, not permission.
License and license prior to.
okay. I saw that I left out a few words, so I'll plug those in.
Maybe at the end, can I show you the 3 or 4 things I have?
Do you want to know exactly what I did? Like, first page, oh, you don't even know what page I'm looking at because it might not be your first page, right? So, under prevention, first bullet, third sub-bullet, boat launch monitors, RLA wishes to employ, got to get rid of the E, blah, 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 blah. The monitors would be responsible for handing out materials, blah, 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 blah.
But I had put for handing out materials and inspecting the outside of hulls of the vessels launching.
I would just say inspect boats.
Okay.
Take out handing out materials.
No, you can leave materials, but
Inspect.
inspect boats.
Is it,
It's actually boats and trailers. Yeah.
what about jet skis?
You could say vessels and trailers.
Okay. Trailers. Okay, let me make that note. Okay. Done.
And then under fishing tournament,
Can we just wait?
sorry,
So local and visiting crews that use Rogers Lake, RLA will post materials at the clubhouse. Well, they're probably not gonna see it at the clubhouse, right? Oh,
They're not going to see
It
it.
says local crew team.
well, if you say local and visiting,
Yeah,
so, you say post materials to the clubhouse as well as monitors, inspect. So when you say launch boats, you mean human-powered boats or motorboats?
motorboats that other teams bring.
Other teams do not bring motorboats.
I thought they did.
I thought they brought chase boats. They don't?
They don't.
Oh, good.
They don't?
They do not.
Oh, okay.
Oh, we misunderstood that.
Because we had a conversation last month about that.
Okay, so what gets removed now from this?
Hold on, I'm thinking what.
Well, do we,
I think,
Then we don't, the only thing with the crew teams is we need to make sure that
so our launches never leave the lake.
okay,
They just go around the lake continuously.
and the crew team boats themselves get hosed and washed down before they come back?
You could put that in there because they should.
Okay. Good. Just put hose.
so
So,
just a step away, so the risk of contamination from a skull is pretty limited.
it's pretty limited.
Yeah.
Because it's pretty much a smooth, we pretty much want it to be a smooth
Well,
surface.
possibly you want to clean.
We don't have any divots or hooks.
Yeah.
You know,
And so in visiting crews would be the same.
right. So if you want to put that in there, it's fine. And then the other thing, when you say visiting, I know you're envisioning like a school like Valley coming and bringing a trailer full of boats. But there's also this other piece of people coming from town or another town with their personal boat or their personal kayak. And I don't think you want to get into governing that
No.
because it's really kind of, it's
We don't have the
high risk
resources.
and a low reward.
Yeah.
Because most of those boats are pretty smooth. I don't think that's where you're going to get your invasive. So to sum up, I think that by visiting this whole issue of human-powered boats visiting the lake, you step into a space where it's gonna be hard to enforce and low reward. Does that make any sense?
It does. So this is around, it's under the category of education and awareness. So is there anything we can do with the local crew team, the Blood Street Skulls, Old Lyme High School, the rowing programs that come here? Is there anything we can do to help increase the awareness of hydrilla related to the crew team?
So we have had a practice of posting your materials in the boathouse,
Okay,
and we can do that. We can continue to do that, and I'd be happy to publish stuff in our bi-weekly newsletter. And,
bi-weekly. All right, so RLA will post materials at the clubhouse.
you want me to just send you text to drop in there?
Yep. That would be wonderful.
Perfect.
Okay. Joel, you had fishing tournament?
If we're ready for it, I have one comment on fishing.
Go for it.
Go for it. At our sub-team meeting, we discussed the possibility of reviewing fishing tournament schedules, and when one is coming, checking what was the previous one and to see if that lake is an infected lake. I didn't see that in the text. I think I missed it or heard nothing.
We didn't, yeah, I didn't include it. That should be,
How would we know? Well, let me back up. If we're having a tournament, we want to have a person at the launch prior to the tournament. And my assumption would be that that launch person would say, oh, hello, welcome. Where were you before? Oh, and then that would advise if they were there at that infested lake or not.
Correct, but I'm thinking in addition to that, if there's a tournament where lots of people are coming in fast and furious, and if we know that the previous week they were on the infected lake, maybe we have two monitors that.
How do we know where?
we get a list, Dick gets it and he sends it to me, that shows all the approved fishing tournaments for the month. They're going forward the next few weeks.
Okay,
And so you can, so we usually, we just focused the ones on Roger Lake. That's why that's, on the,
yep.
so, but what we should do now as a practice is when we see there's one for Rogers Lake from, some bass fishing group, check where they were the week before on the list. Because you get a list of everything that's in the state of Connecticut. So you can go back and see, okay, last week they were at, Garner Lake or wherever.
Does that assume that we know which lakes are infected and which are not?
We do know which ones are infected, John.
Yeah, the state website,
Has a list.
the CARES site,
I understand that, but
okay.
I wonder how good that is.
Sounds like a lot of work. We can't just talk to them all, and ask them to make sure everything is clean.
Well, we got to man up for this monitoring program to begin with. So I'm concerned whether we're going to have people just there for weekends to hit all the boat tournaments. It would probably be helpful to know ones that are higher risk than others if we're short of people.
Okay.
So I think I would agree with Joel's idea that the practice to know that there's potential for contamination coming.
Mhm.
You would be you want to be there,
Yeah.
for sure.
Anything else under fishing tournament section?
Are we gonna check their live wells? If they come in, fishing tournaments?
Yeah, we can. I mean, I've got to see I haven't taken the training that the state's providing. So if their guidelines improve that,
I'll put that
Yeah.
as a variable.
Well, I mean, they could come in with a clean boat, but they could have still water in their live well from a lake last week.
no, that's a very good point.
So they should be emptying them before they come here, but they don't.
I think,
I'll put that in as a variable. for
I'm also-
If we get approval that we can do that, then we'll just add it.
I'm also I'm having a conference call with the guy that runs the monitoring program at Twin Lakes tomorrow. I'll ask him what they do about live wells and if that's part of their monitoring program.
And what about bilges? Is it address bilges?
Yes. Yeah, I think. So, I had a handout of theirs. But I may not have brought it with me. Anyhow, so I'll see if I can find that, but yes, that's something to check.
Okay.
Shall we continue?
Yep. Any comment under the state boat launch? I do have second sentence, monitors would engage boaters and explain the concerns about hydrilla and ask to inspect the boat and trailer for invasive.
I have to do that.
Good.
Any other changes or recommendations under state boat launch? Nope, those should be for us. Okay. Under monitoring practices, I have,
Wait a minute, under key elements, the paragraph below that?
okay, under state boat launch,
Yes. Yes. The first bullet point.
Yeah.
These aquatic invasive species investigator training program? Did you want to put training program or class or something, or education?
I'll just put program.
Okay, all right, that was it for me.
Okay. So monitoring practices. I had a few sentences in, it says, we aim to supplement. I changed it to RLA aims to supplement this annual survey. And then get rid of as summarized below. Because then it says these three techniques are summarized in the table below.
Okay.
And then,
Oh, I had, between milk, oil, and sandwood, I added the word and. I mean, it's not a biggie. What do you think?
okay. In the chart, under public detection, hydrilla and other invasive species, we can put that to all.
And all other invasive species?
No, just all, like it says in the first line under annual survey, all invasive plants. So we just
I
have,
mean, that would be correct and more succinct. I just like to emphasize that that includes hydrilla and that that's perhaps the highest part under public discussion.
Hydrilla and all others.
so keep it. Do we keep as is?
Or we either keep it as it is, or we, after and, we put all other invasive species.
All is all,
You know,
hydrilla and fanwort, et cetera, or you spell it out and keep it as,
I keep it as is.
Okay,
okay.
very good.
The last line in the chart, second column, ASAP after hydrilla detection annually thereafter with a question mark. Does that question mark stay or does it go?
I don't know if we know yet, and there's a sort of a wrinkle that goes with that line is that Mark's emailed to the next McCollum.
McMahon,
McMahon.
Yeah, to do this big formal point in the SEP Meander survey, then needs to be reserved by June. And if we don't reserve it by June because we find a plan on July 1st, then we have to wait till next year for that.
So I'll just put in parentheses TBD on timing.
Well, I mean, that brings up an important point. Mark, is this a good time to hand this out for discussion, or do you want to wait?
No, we can do it now. I mean, yeah, it's part of this whole process of how we react, which we're sort of getting to after the DNS. Actually, we should probably talk about it after the immediate response when hydrilla is found,
Okay,
and then we can come back and amend the chart if we need to.
I wonder if it'd be more efficient to put this document on Google Drive and all edit it. You know, or the process it. Instead of sitting here and talking about.
Well, so I'll give an example. I think we do need to talk about it because in the second paragraph under eDNA-based methodologies, it says, for reference, Webster et al. Used eDNA, and I'm like, cool, what? The footnote says that the person, why is this relevant, tied to relevancy, need to rephrase. So Joel, how would we rephrase that?
I'm basically saying, here's what we want to do.
Yeah.
And someone might say, well, has anyone done that before? What do I know anything about this? But they say, well, for reference, this is known in the literature, and they give that literature.
Yeah, so,
Number 4,
Correct.
reference number 4.
right, but I don't think you can say, for reference, Webster et al. Used eDNA. Because I'm reading this, and I've been involved in it, I'm like, what? So what did Webster do? Where did it do it? So for example, this was used in blah, blah, blah for sensitive detection of hydrilla downstream.
There's in a reservoir in New York. At the end of the house.
Never seen that. Why is that a big deal?
Well, I think we're trying to show that this is all fact-based. And so if we got, I mean, it was helpful when I went for budgeting to get the town to pay for this, that if I needed to, I could reference that these people did this and it worked.
Okay.
So in the future, if someone, if Joel is, not available and we're 5 years from now, somebody's asking for, well, why are we doing this? How do you know it works? You don't have to re-look it up. I mean, would be
Anyone
my
would be
thought.
upset if I rewrite that sentence?
Would you move Webster et al. Further in the sentence? We start with eDNA.
I don't know how to do it yet.
If you want to rewrite it, that's fine. But I would suggest that we put the document up on Google Drive so we can all look at it on our own time. And
So,
and
but
maybe
how
set
does
some
that,
time.
so
Like
Candace,
this
if you went and made a change and then I went over and changed your change, does it track?
Yep.
It does. Okay. That's fine.
I don't understand your problem with that sentence.
Google Drive, and he's working on the document with a friend.
I mean, it's just stating where we got the information from.
I understand, but what's the relevance?
Well,
It just comes out and says, for reference, Webster et al. Used eDNA. Big deal. What is Webster? Who's Webster? And I know it's footnoted, but Webster is, what's the relevance of Webster? Is he a renowned subject person on this?
Does it help you that if a scientist were reading this, it would make perfect sense to them?
This would be very standard writing in a journal, but I realize that's not what we're writing here. But
No, but if this was a law paper or something else, and you wanted to reference something as a precedent, you would do it.
You know what, keep it as is, it just doesn't make any sense to me. Neither does temporal or spatial distinction fidelity with cost. I don't know what that means.
Time and space.
Then can we say
Rather
time and
than-
space in a different way?
I think it's there for those who like that phrase and those who don't like it.
But if I'm reading this rule, I don't understand it. And I have a master's degree,
Yeah.
and I'm not a scientist.
Spatial resolution. That's not common.
No.
I know I read that, but what page is it on?
The second one, third one, third.
Yeah, we should put page numbers on that.
3.
I don't mean to be critical, and I don't mean to be challenging. I just don't understand what it means.
But it sets up the paragraph which talks about, well, how frequent we testing, and one thing we do once a year, and the other thing we do once a month.
Mm-hmm.
That's frequency, that's temporal time.
Yeah.
And then the other,
Okay, so you're saying that's the frequency, that's the temporal.
temporal is time. And
So-
the other is, are we doing the entire lake, looking at every square foot? That would be high spatial resolution. Or are we just looking at 2 points? That would be low spatial resolution. So ideally, you would do everything everywhere very frequently. Well, it's too expensive.
Right.
It's over its cost. But I don't mean to belabor it. That was the reasoning for this.
Okay.
Well, it explains the ration, he goes on to explain that rationale.
Just, I'm gonna let it go because I'm getting frustrated. And then I only had comments on,
On page 4, I didn't know, what is slack flow? I assume that's not heavy flow?
Correct.
Okay. And that's the only word that's good, slack? It's in sentence, well, it's in the 4th line on page 4.
It's common.
Well, flash is the term you use when the tide is not flowing, it's quiet at flat tide. Okay, no, when it's like almost still. Okay, I don't know that word. Okay, no, if that's the
Tony, I didn't know that word either,
actual
so.
word. I mean, I figured it meant lesser than because of the context. The further down, it talks about high flow, it's comparing high flow tributary or something to, something less than. Yeah, the rate of water flow.
Does this have to be approved by both towns' select board?
That was one of the things I had. Page 5,
Mm-hmm.
the funding of the treatment will have to be approved by the Board of Select People and the Board of Finance in the towns of Old Lyme and Lyme.
Yes.
Okay, so.
Well, it's approved in the RLH budget, and that budget is shared by the 2 towns.
Okay, so Lyme does not have to actually approve it, they just approve the budget.
I don't know what Lyme does.
I think they only approve the budget.
They approve the budget in total.
So we have this as well as some things in capital, for you guys.
Right. Well, if we're going for a special survey and for additional costs, we do have to go back to both towns, because just if, we can go to the Board of Finance in Old Lyme and ask for another $10,000. They're gonna split that for just a number.
And the first thing they would say is, Can we,
Yeah, we-
can we pass it off on?
Are we, and is Lyme aware of this? So we
Yeah.
gotta go,
Yeah.
for a situation like that, where it's obviously joint expense.
Yeah.
We have to have Lyme approve it as well.
I mean, I guess my point is to what Mark said moments ago, he's already been before both bodies, or all four bodies, I guess, and already defended or prevented the
new
ED net
funding requested for everything
if
for
the
Vigila is detected.
Yes, if he needs more money outside of the budget process, he would come back before us and probably wave this document around.
Yes, yes.
And talk about Webster, and hopefully it would be approved.
Yeah, no, that's exactly what happened. I sent the Lyme the same budget information I sent Old Lyme. They didn't ask me to come talk with them. I think they just, you know, as long as it's not too much money or near where it was before, they don't seem to worry too much.
Okay, so what happens with that sentence? The funding of the treatment will have to be approved by the Board of Select People and the Board of Finance in the town of Old Lyme? And Lyme, or just in the town of Old?
It should be the town of Lyme and Old Lyme,
Sounds
towns of Old Lyme and Lyme.
In the town of Lyme and Lyme. Okay. You okay with that, Chanel?
I am. That was what I had noted.
Okay, good, good. And the sentence before that, it was,
I got rid of the parentheses.
thank you. You know exactly what I'm thinking. And, couple of sentences up, boards of select people, there was an extra space in there.
Oh, yeah.
Maybe you fixed it already. From the top, 1, 2, 3, 4, the fifth line down.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
On the next page, that's the first real paragraph. It starts with, we should consider what public announcements. That's just notes. That's not actual copy.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah.
E-line, do you mean limeline.com?
I do.
Limeline.com.
Yep.
Okay. Above that, the signs are placed near the boat launch?
Again, it's just notes. It's not real copy.
Oh, okay, it's not real. Okay. I didn't know where. Why?
I think actually we should address that, though. I think we do want to make, if we find hydrilla here, we want
Yeah, it
to
has,
do all those things.
it has to be another section. And we didn't know how we wanted to do it yet, so I just put notes here, but I have to
Okay.
have a section. So if we want to utilize all of these communication vehicles, then I can add the section in and include all of these. And if I'm forgetting any, or if there's additional ones, we can add them in here.
Okay.
is the
Probably Haynes Park.
Rogers Lake newsletter come out recently?
Comes out just before Memorial Day.
That it was worthwhile.
It's in here somewhere.
So
I think Janelle was saying she's trying to list all the particular places a public announcement would be appropriate. And I think your Rogers Lake newsletter would be one of the most appropriate, unless it's so infrequent that it would be.
it only comes out once a year, right
Uh-huh.
before Memorial Day.
Okay.
So when it says special mailing, we could do, if the budget allowed, we could do a special mailing, like a postcard or something to the residents in zones 1 and 2.
Yeah.
It's so hard to know how to get stuff out, you know, because, I mean, we talk a lot about postcards, and I think a lot of people just take their snail mail and throw it away. I hate to tell you this, but I think that maybe don't have to.
But, you know, I think mature people don't, we have a lot of mature people between the two towns. And I read my mail, and then I throw it out.
I look at it, and if it doesn't catch my interest, it goes in the garbage
Right,
or the recycle bin.
but you look at it,
I do.
right. In the maintenance program section, third line down in the paragraph, permit allocation or permit application?
Application.
Application,
Application.
Application.
Sorry, thank you.
application. I think really we've gone through a lot of this, except for what Candace is gonna send. Yep. I think this is so wonderful. Really do.
Well, thank you.
So I can clean this up and then it can go on a Google Drive and we can just review it.
That'd be good.
I don't have a Google account.
I can put it up and send the link around.
Okay, that'd be awesome.
No problem.
Oh, and if anyone wants to know what a Turion is, it's
Uh-huh.
right here.
Okay, but Candace, you'll only put it up after Janelle makes these edits, but, yeah. right.
Yeah.
But we may find more.
Yeah, but at least that would be the grand majority.
And then let's go over this.
Yes.
one. I think that's pertinent. This is draft for discussion, and what triggers this is, noting that to do the, full survey, that needs to be reserved before June. It's something we found out very recently. So if we look at this flow chart and go to the upper left, we've got 3 boxes. And the first one is if eDNA is positive for hydrilla, or if the annual survey shows hydrilla, or if a voter public input finds hydrilla, what do we do? And what it says in the document is, well, let me do a full survey. We want to find every plant. And that costs about $4,000, which in the grand scheme of things isn't that much. But the catch is that needs to be reserved before June. Otherwise, we'd have to wait till next year. And what that full survey is intended to do is the box to the upper right that says spot treat with Bacillocor, for which we have a permit. And you need to treat every plant before August, or it's going to spread by these turbulence, turions. So if we find a plant in July and we want to treat each one of those plants with the herbicide for which we have a permit, well, we can go look and see what we find, but we're not probably going to find all of them. The other way to treat the plants in the lake is say, okay, we're not going to find all of them. Let's treat the whole lake. And there's an herbicide called Floridone for that. That's what Twin Lakes does. The fellow gave that very nice presentation a couple weeks ago. And this is a low dose whole lake treatment that's selective for hydrilla. So it's a systemic rather than acute treatment. Needs 90-day contact time. And it's very expensive. The whole lake would be about $120,000. And what makes it harder is we would need a permit for that, and our permit contact, the fellow at Pond and Lake, said we might have issues with that, and it's related to pond mussels and fisheries restrictions. So if we want to do the whole survey, we might not be able to do that because we've missed our slot. If we want to do the whole lake, they might say, well, you've got a year's worth of paperwork to do that. So I'm worried we've got to catch 22. One possible way out of this is, what if we say we're going to do a full survey this year, we're going to spend the $4,000, and we hope we find nothing. But if we do find something, that's the way to do it. So the $4,000 would be the insurance policy to make sure we have the slot. If they'll let us do that, we're using their valuable resource. So this is a draft for discussion, and the main thing to think about, I think, is do we want to plan on spending 4,000 as insurance, to make sure we budgeted a slot, otherwise we risk losing it.
So you're proposing that we put in for a slot before June,
Yes.
and we would definitely use it, or only use it if we found this hydro?
I think we would be committing $4,000 to them.
But I think it'd be a
Really, I think she's
We-
saying.
No, do we really run the survey, or do we only run the survey if we find evidence of it?
Well, I think we'd be committing to the $4,000,
Yeah.
whether we have them not do it or not, I don't know.
But
Well,
why
we're gonna
wouldn't we
have
them
them,
do it?
the way I was thinking of it is, they do a survey now. And that costs $1,750. I was thinking that, and I could be wrong, that we would do, potential would be to do a full survey in place of that. So we would just get a more in-depth survey of the whole lake.
Like that.
Mm-hmm. I like that.
So we turn in the 1,750 and ask for 4,000, so.
Yes. I mean, if you go back to the Twin, it might not be a bad approach if you look at the Twin Lakes, because you remember they realized they actually had it hydrilla a year before they actually found it. So if we do a survey, full lake survey in, let's say, June, July, when hydrilla starts usually growing and stuff, we will have known we don't have it now. And even if we wait till the following year, we probably, we should catch it in time. I don't,
How is it that Twin Lakes knew they had it, but they hadn't found it?
trying to remember the sequences. They found it and tried some local applications. I'd have to, hold on.
While you're looking that up,
Yeah,
I didn't think Procellacor could treat hydrilla.
it can.
It can.
Yeah.
And we have that chemical is included in our current permit.
That is correct.
Okay. But isn't fluoridone more effective? But
More,
you need a special permit.
you need a special permit. You have to do it for 90 days. And with a low dose, and it hits specifically hydrilla,
It's the whole lake treatment,
the whole lake treatment.
and it's $120,000. And the state may not let us do it because we have freshwater pond most of
Under 20,000, because this says 120,000.
No, it said 120.
120.
Oh, okay,
120.
okay, right.
There's the disconnect I'm also having, we need to have a conversation with Nick, is he's the one that told us we needed this special survey. And now he's saying, well, if you want the special survey, you got to order it in advance, where we were using it as sort of a fallback. So I think we should have a discussion with him. I'll see if I can set up a call and just sort of frame this out and confirm that we could do this full thing instead of the survey that he would normally do in June,
Right.
and see what he thinks is the most, because and then I still would, the next question we'd have to ask him as well is, okay, so, late August, we find some hydrilla right near the boat launch. What do we have to, before what he told me was we had to go do a full lake survey, but if we had just done one, and now we just find it right at the boat launch, can't we just treat it immediately right then? So I'd like to walk through that decision tree with him.
Yeah, that sounds good.
But that's why this is a draft to highlight these concerns.
Yeah, no, I'm really glad you did it, because I was sort of thinking along the same lines, but nowhere near as organized. So thank you. So I'll talk to you about when we can get a call with Nick. Yep. And,
Do we know the differences between the survey that we normally do and this full survey? Because the survey we normally do, they go around the whole lake.
I think the other one is just much more detailed. How does he describe it?
The $4,000 one is more detailed.
Way more detailed, yeah.
They're looking at each square of the lake.
Yeah.
Greater spatial resolution.
Sorry.
You're killing me, Joel. You're. My temporal lobe.
Very hot.
So the $4,000 one, they basically slice and dice it much to a greater detail than the one that we normally do for 17.
Correct, right.
Like 30 times more. So one is 4,000, the other is 120,000.
No.
No.
1750 versus 4.
What we normally get versus the
Right.
4K.
Okay.
We don't normally get the 120.
No.
The 120 is whole treatment of the lake for 90 days.
Yeah.
With the special oversight, what would you?
Yeah, I asked to that just to get a ballpark of
Yeah.
what we were looking for, so, and then,
Okay.
what we had to be thinking about. So,
I think we should do the 4K.
Right. Do we need to vote on this, or, at next month, after you speak with Nick, the two of you or whatever, and then do we vote?
Or should we approve it now pending what we find?
Yes, because if, I'm making this up, but do they have only so many slots
Yes,
to do
they
it?
have a limited capability.
Okay, then we should probably vote on it now. And when you're talking to Nick, if there's limited availability for the slots, then just say do it.
So we would vote, the motion would sound something like,
Go ahead, you're gonna make it now.
we permit the rapid response team to secure a spot not to exceed $4,000 for a survey.
For detailed survey.
Oh, approximately 4,000.
Yeah.
Not to exceed $4,200.
That sound good? 4,200?
So we're approximately 4,000.
All I know is he gave us a non-committal estimate of 4,000, because we asked for a ballpark, that's what he said.
Well, scientists did say 4.2 times 10 to the third.
And tell him he can't have any more than 4.6.
And I think I'd just say 5, because he doesn't, I don't know if he included the boat in this.
You know, based on.
Okay. Would you modify your resolution, please?
I'll modify, you amend my resolution.
I would like to amend your resolution to make the amount not greater than $5,000. Do I hear? All in discussion. Thank you. I always forget that part. Discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Are there any nays?
Is Erica getting all this? Erica, are you getting all this?
Yep, I'm here.
She's probably. Thank you. Okay, that was really good. Thank you. All right.
Sample letter here.
Yeah, well, this is incredibly frustrating to me. So Monday, I get an email from Connecticut Federation of Waste saying that there's this new bill, 5525, concerning an act concerning a rapid response program for certain aquatic invasive species. If you'll remember, a month ago, we went through and looked at SB 145 that had a bill concerning hydrilla remediation methods. I got the exact letters. It was basically somewhat on the same topic.
On page 3.
Okay.
On page 3.
So the right hydrilla remediation.
There.
So appears to me, I mean, so I will let, this was done by Chat GPT, so it's as good as that is. Because it was quick. I also found out that this bill was posted on Monday, and it's going to committee review on Thursday.
As in tomorrow?
Yeah, no, the 13th, Friday. So,
Is that some sort of reconciliation process between the House bill and?
no, it's not. They're two separate.
Five, it shows the difference between the two. 5525 provides rapid action mechanism, and 145 provides science and policy guide.
Yeah, 145 appears to be more of a, let's study this. And 5525 is requiring to do something, to make it happen. So this actually addresses the issue that we have, that we're concerned about. If we did have a big infestation, we wouldn't want it to take a year before we could do for our permit for Fluridone to be approved. And I think that's what this bill is meant to address, is to move those things along. So what I was thinking is that I was looking for the board to approve a sample letter like this and then have it adopted, take a couple of us to sort of rewrite the letter, putting in Rogers Lake, perspective, and send it off, and not have to come back for a full review of the final draft of the letter. Just say the letter is in this general vein, that the board approves it and we could submit it. I think this is really a numbers game for the legislators. I mean, I think what you say is somewhat important, but
The volume of
it is
responses.
the responses.
Would it have to be sent to them tomorrow if they're starting to discuss it on Friday?
It would need to be uploaded. Yeah. I mean, I think if you look at the legislative drill we went through on the wake letters, so the website's pretty good. It goes and when you go through that process that you went through, Tony, where you post your testimony, that goes on to their webpage, and everybody's is there. And I think maybe staffers go through it all later. So it's not really it's not reviewed as the testimony. And plus the way the environmental committee handles their meetings is incredibly frustrating. Candace and I were both watching it, and they don't take Bill 145 or whatever it is and address all of that testimony at that point. They basically take the person that's going to be, they had, when I was watching it, for example, on the Wake board, the Wake Circuit, they had a guy from Deep there. He talked about 3 different bills. I guess to make efficient use of his time. But for someone watching it or trying to understand what's going on, it's like ridiculous.
It was all over the map.
Yeah.
There was
Crazy.
something about, I
That's
learned a
like
lot
what's
about
the wrong thing.
this horseshoe crab bill. You want to know all about it? Yeah.
So that's sort of where I was. I mean, this was a lot to give you late, and I'm happy to email all this to you as well. But I was thinking that's a way to address. I think we should respond to this. I think we also need our own page to send it to our representatives, because this is something we want passed. Because this is right what we're concerned about, getting permits done in a timely manner.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
Devin covers Oldline. Is he wanting to?
Yeah.
So it's in there.
Yeah, it's Devin, and it's her name's Mark?
Mark,
Mark.
For Old Line, not for Line.
Line has
Yeah.
Norm.
Right. we have
Who,
those.
line?
Um,
Okay. I don't think I've had him set up a meeting. Okay.
He is also the first lesson in ethics. And Sister Ivy too.
I'd say probably not.
So I think we should, the letter should go to all of them, but uploaded to the environmental web committee.
So then the letter would be specific, not just to HB 55525, but also SB 145, since it's going to the senators too.
Well, we have we could go back and address, I wasn't thinking that. I was thinking it would be specific for HB 5525, because we never approved as a group a letter on SB 145.
Okay.
It's really important, directly related to our previous discussion, so if we can get something out tomorrow, Thursday, or Friday,
Yeah,
that'd be good. So if we can do what we need to here to approve something close, then trust Mark perhaps to send out the final one on behalf of
well, what I'd want to do is if I was going to adjust it, and then I definitely need a proofreader.
Mhm.
I need somebody to look at it. I'm not going to make it much more than this. I'm going to make it a little more specific to us and the rest. I haven't had a chance to really think
I
it
don't
through.
think we need a motion or a vote. I think you just send something around.
Well, I think if I send a letter to, and this is what we ran into last time, if I send a letter that is where I'm saying I'm representing the voice of Rogers Lake Authority, we need to approve at least the concept of the letter and the general terms of what it's going to be. I can't just, so like when I sent my letter on the wake, I used my letterhead.
Individual.
It was an individual letter.
Oh.
And it said, I didn't start it out by saying, on behalf of Rogers Lake Authority, I just said, me, or, this
Okay.
is my thoughts. I did say I was a member of the authority,
I did too,
but I didn't
but I'm not.
say I was speaking for them. And in this case, I want to be able to speak for them.
Okay. Interesting.
So do we make a motion to create a letter that you're sending on our behalf that we support?
I would think the motion would be that the board approve the submission of a letter similar to the sample letter in front of us to the environmental committee.
I make a motion to approve submitting a letter similar to this sample letter on behalf of the Rogers Lake Authority in support of HB 5525.
I second that.
Any discussion?
Okay, I assume there'll be very few changes. As you say, it will be sincerely your name in behalf of Rogers Lake Water Authority. There'll be very few changes, I imagine.
Yeah, I may make it a little more specific, but
Okay.
yeah.
Okay. All right, I'm good with that.
We can prove it.
That would be great. Thanks. Okay. I probably won't get it to you until later tomorrow afternoon. I got a couple things going in the morning, if that's okay. All right. Great, thank you. Oh, that would be good. A vote? Thank you. I love having a sergeant at arms keeping me on track. All in favor?
Aye.
Email? Motion moves. Thank you. All right. Oh, Chad, where are we? Wake, yeah, this is a long meeting, sorry. We can just briefly talk about this because we don't have to send a comment on the draft Wake Board and Wake Surf study, which is April 30th, so we'll have a meeting for that. I would think at the next meeting, we could approve a letter on our comments on the Wake study. Okay? That's when the comments are due April 30th, so I think we have time. The comments that they're looking for comments for additional scientific studies, technical reports, and data sources. Additional examples of management approaches from other states and other topics related to wake surfing that haven't been addressed in the draft. My brief read of it is deep, recognizes there's a problem, wants to endorse the 200-foot number, although recognizes that many people feel that number should be greater, and set a minimum lake size of 100 acres. They definitely acknowledge the issue of the depth. I don't know if any of you got a chance to look, but there's a drone picture of a boat going by that leaves a trail of disturbed silt behind it. So it's very clear, but they ended their whole study saying, well, we talked with Econ Police, and the police saying they don't know how it's tough enough to, well, they're concerned, the police like the 200 limit because they already have that 200 foot limit with jet skis. So that's sort of consistent. And they don't know how they feel that the measurement of the depth is problematic because you don't necessarily have
The depth is the same from one week to the next.
Exactly. So I got thinking about that, and they're saying a minimum lake size of 100 acres. And I sort of took out pencil and paper because the state does have biometric maps that are state published. It shows the depth of the lake. And luckily, Paul Fuchs is knowledgeable how to measure those things. Because I did it, well, he figured it out. I figured it just broadly. And Paul did the same sort of calculation, but a little more exact. And if you looked at the areas of our lake that have a depth that's greater than 20 feet, we come out to have about a 68-acre lake.
Oh, interesting.
So it seems to me this, the state has maps like this of all the lakes in the state. And it would be easy enough to, address one of these and say, well, basically your lake. So my thought for the response to the letter would be, depth is your own review of the language says depth is important. We can't just let it go. And, by the way, if you look at the actual depth of our lake, for example, it's significantly less than 100 acres.
Right, so you're saying, don't look at just total acreage of the lake, look at the acreage that's at least 20 feet deep.
Yeah.
And it might change a little day to day, but once you could say, based on these surveys, our lake is small.
Yeah.
Other lake might be big enough.
Right.
So that makes it well-defined, easy to well-defined, easy to enforce, and we would be proposing that there's therefore abandoned on this lake.
Right,
I like
It's
that.
very clean.
yeah, that's what I was thinking.
Are these maps, online?
Yeah, that's, yeah.
Great.
Well, I'm wondering if the Connecticut Experimental Station has that same data, or.
Data as well, yeah.
They could back up.
Do back up the calculation. Yeah. How do you do that? Does he have a computer program that's like scans it?
So he has to measure the size and shape of weird shaped things all the time. He designs boats.
Right.
So I think he probably put it in Rhino
Oh,
and then just made a weird shape. And
oh,
that's how big it's.
how big is that? Cool.
It'd be good to test this out various ways before we propose it, but I think it's a great.
Yeah.
So Mark, you're saying out of our lake, that's 257-ish acres. 68 acres are 20 feet
Or more.
or more.
Mm-hmm.
Therefore, if we can use that methodology, then great surfing would not be permitted per deep because we don't meet the criteria.
Right.
It's 100 acres.
Of 100 acres.
Go someplace else.
Yeah.
Sorry.
What I did for that original letter on Way Close by hand was to look at, I think there I was quoting a review that said you need to be 600 feet away
Yeah.
and a certain depth, and that just left a tiny bit of.
Right.
But we could, we could come up with a good depth limit and superimpose that on our lake, and other people can do it on other lakes. We're too small.
Yeah.
And who's gonna enforce all of this?
Well, you,
Well,
if it's a state law,
We've got a lot of laws now they don't enforce. How are you gonna enforce this one? That's all I'm asking.
yeah, there's lot, well, we're all around the lake. If we see, if, let's say it was a law and Pete puts it, adds it to the sign at
Yeah.
the,
Yeah.
boat launch, thank you. And we see it, we call police. Or
Have fun.
whatever.
well, we can at least pursue it. I mean, it's,
Yeah, oh, it's a good thing to pursue, but I just wanna know who and how we're gonna enforce it, that's all.
Right,
yeah.
Right, right.
But the selectmen could put out, based on that, the selectmen put out a, whatever.
Yeah.
You know the annual publication that comes out for fishing?
Yes.
So,
One of the.
Oh, the deep one.
yeah,
So it's deep.
so
Not in-
could it be included in that publication, no wake surfing permitted at this lake?
Well, it seems to me like if.
Or there's a
if
chart.
he completed their process and came up with a list of lakes that were prohibited based on depth and acreage, then that list would be published
Yeah.
in something that they published, like the fishing thing you're talking about. Because I think that's the most likely place. I mean, like the selectmen could publish something, but I don't think the selectmen really have access to the right audience. I think a lot of these people are coming from other towns. They're not getting selectmen, and I don't think they really care about it.
I bet anything though that publication is probably already in, maybe not printed, but in process.
Yeah.
It is, okay,
Yeah.
so we're looking at the next year.
well, this, you're definitely looking at next year,
Yeah.
but it's, well, it's because this has got to go through legislation and
Right.
pass
Mm-hmm,
and all of that,
okay.
but it's,
we got-
So for this year, we make up our own signs
Yeah.
and just put them up there, say, per order of Janelle.
Right. I said it.
so we can come back and talk about that. Yeah, we'll have to draft a letter for that as well.
Because that would be wonderful if we could use that interpretation.
That would be so wonderful.
They seem to be sort of reaching for how to do it.
They are,
You're answering that.
yeah, I think, because they're, yeah, that's what I was thinking. It's,
Mm-hmm.
and it's using tools they already have,
Mhm.
so. Okay, well, we'll come back to that. Discussion of the town efforts on geese population stabilization.
Oh my God, we had our first two on the lawn today.
Oh, yeah.
A male and a female, or
What?
male and a female?
They looked.
I,
I can't me after them.
Yes, they're already paired up.
yeah, they pairing up? Ooh, that's not good.
Yeah, based on that chart, and it was
Yeah,
something you sent us, the chart,
yeah,
they're already
pairing up.
making it happen.
Oh, I think the eggs get laid in April.
Hatch in April.
Yeah, they
Yeah,
have.
Doug, yeah, how are we gonna be, are we gonna be able to add eggs this year? We can't get to the island.
Oh, this
Why?
ice is gonna melt soon.
Huh? I mean, why can't we get it there? Because there's ice?
It's gonna melt.
Oh, no, yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Okay, good,
They're just starting. I mean, it'll be a while before. it
okay,
happens.
good.
Should be.
So are we gonna train people and put together a team and?
Well, we have a team already,
We already have.
so we have people that do it. We have our own program.
Mhm.
We add and not oil, right?
No, we oil.
We oil? Okay,
Well,
we oil,
We do both, but
we oil.
okay, don't, this is off the record. Some oil, some tape. Okay, and I don't know if you're supposed to take, and I know you're a proponent of taking.
It's legal.
I don't know that, because it wasn't in that booklet.
that's the booklet
That market.
we
We had a
had.
meeting over at the town park over here. We probably talked about it. If you get legal, you can take it.
All right.
They don't destroy it. Well, give them out to people who need
I
it.
know. The word.
Right.
What else did it say?
Do we,
Okay, you can start taking notes again.
all right. Let's come back to that, just to, so Parks and Rec is still looking at it. They had Denise Savignon, Savageau, who was a former conservation officer at Greenwich, who did a major program then to control their geese populations and was successful. She's an advocate of the Geese Peace program that I sent around to all of you. We discussed at the meeting the need to have a townwide program, that us just doing it on Rogers Lake doesn't take care of the problem, because the geese are in a lot of different places and they move around.
It's bigger than us.
I don't know how fast Parks and Rec is gonna move. So I would think that we should just go ahead and do the program that we've done before.
That's what I'm planning on.
Good.
As we always do.
Yep.
Morgan, did you want to join the?
Am I able to, like to?
You're probably in school.
Leave me a phone number and your name or something.
It goes during the day.
Would be during early April or middle March?
Well,
Well, it
I
depends.
start usually middle of March to go out to try and find the nest. Well, find the nest first. We just go around, scout things out, see what's around. And then next time around, I'll start going and checking, go on land and checking. If the eggs we take.
That's why in April I had it.
And if they lay again, I go out again, take them again. Haven't had that happen yet, though.
Janelle, last year, you contacted most of the owners, or? Some of
Yes,
them?
so for Big Dick Island and Blueberry Island, I know Bill, and he always gives us permission.
Right.
For Picnic Island, I don't know the owner, someone else reached out to him because there's a connection somewhere. Someone knows the son-in-law of the owner. And then for Whale Island, I don't know anyone for Whale. And then for the one at the end that begins with a B that I can never, Bramble, Roger Crampton never returned my phone call, but I'm happy to go pound on his door.
In all the years I've been doing it, I have yet to find the nest on Bramble Island.
Oh,
All the others, but not Bramble. I don't know why.
He owes,
if you would do that again, I'd appreciate
I
it.
can do
Just, yeah.
yeah, took my oranges. I'm not kidding you.
Really? You're kidding?
He opened my package. It was delivered to 6 Grassy Hill instead of 60 Grassy Hill. And they ate my oranges.
Oh, the nerve.
It had your name on it?
Yeah,
Thank you.
they opened the package.
Sure. Thank you.
Maybe the kids. took it.
So we'll come back and see.
I went and checked my package. But gave me a happy.
Send them a bill.
I'll get back another way.
Okay.
A bag of poop on his step.
Anything else on
Don't
geese?
worry.
Did you look at the Geesenator?
What was that?
I did look at the Geesenator. My God. Apparently the school has one.
I don't know.
There is this robot drone thing.
Amphibious.
It's amphibious drone thing, orange,
Google it.
painted like a dragon that you can like remote control to drive away geese.
Okay.
Oh, my
If I
God.
was somebody out in the back.
About $4,000-$5,000.
Oh, my God. You know who has a remote control boat that chases them?
Who?
Mark Santolo.
I got a motorized gator head.
He gets his little remote control boat out there.
I've used a drone against them.
I got a gator
car.
head that's a drone I can put in the water. in
Just
case
throw
of
some
any-
paint gun pellets.
I've done that too.
Yeah.
And those,
Let's not go down that road anymore.
oh, I'm sorry.
Oh, Goofenator, not geese?
Just one goose.
All right. Moving right along. Status of the boat launch monitoring program.
Oh, I said,
Oh, they put the dock in. The new dock.
Oh, I wanted to ask for that.
It's in. I saw people putting it together yesterday and it's in.
Oh, in? At the
I
lake?
saw it there.
Where, at which location are you saying?
Our new dock?
Yeah.
Yesterday, asked if I want help with that into today.
Yeah.
See if we can help with that in yesterday.
Wow.
No, they didn't.
That's what I was thinking.
I'm telling you, they were putting it together and it's in the water.
I didn't know if
I
it
was there this morning. It was still wrapped in plastic in a
It was yesterday, or keep me honest, yesterday or today, there were 2 men sitting on the ground putting it together.
So Paul and Paul were at the boathouse from 10 to 3 yesterday, and they were working on docks, but
not our dock,
not the launch dock.
right?
I was there today at noon. The launch dock was still wrapped in plastic in a column on the driveway.
I'm telling you, I thought maybe I need more better.
I stood on the old
Okay.
wooden one today at noon.
They were sitting on the ground putting something together.
Yes,
That's the old docks.
they were flipping docks. So when we drag the docks out of the water through the winter, we store them with the concave part down, so it doesn't fill with snow and ice. And then when it gets warm, the ghoulists come over and we flip them upside down so that we can repair all the problems on the underside. So they were flipping over the docks and repairing them from 10 to 3
Okay.
yesterday.
Okay.
I'm very sure.
When is it going in the water?
We have a work party planned for either the 21st or 2nd.
21st or 22nd?
And you're welcome to come. There's also some chores that have to happen ahead of that because we need anchors to make sure that they don't float away. So a bunch of concrete will be purchased and poured into a bucket. And then that will all be delivered to the lake on the 21st, and then we'll put the
Mhm.
anchors in, and then the anchors will have ropes that attach them to the dock. And if anybody wants to help with any of that activity, they're welcome to.
The 21st?
21st or 2nd,
Okay.
depending on the weather and the ice, of course. But right now, it would not be possible to put docks in that spot.
I'm gonna go by tomorrow and see what they want. It was
See-
something brown, like,
the status of the state boat launch monitor plan. I'm still working through that. As I mentioned, I'm talking with someone from Twin Lakes tomorrow. The state has acknowledged our application for the license to be at the boat launch. It doesn't mean approval, they just acknowledge that they have it. We have a certificate of insurance from the town, so that hurdle's done. I'll send around the training dates again. I would appreciate it if everybody could sign up for training dates. They're May 19th, June 6th, June 16th, and July 8th. You two are doing it what day, the 6th or
I think we
the 16th?
Mark, remind me, what's this training for?
Being a launch monitor, it's invasive.
Yes, 16th at 9 a.m. Tuesday.
Are any of these on a weekend?
You have school?
Um,
On Tuesday, was that not school time?
I'd have to look.
There was a reason I was going, yeah. What's the date you said?
June 16th.
Yeah, then I can do that, just online, out. Well, actually, out the snow days, I want to knock you out.
That's what I was talking about.
Yeah.
May 19th is a Tuesday.
July 16th, I can. Yes, you guys.
June 6th is a Saturday. June 16th is a Tuesday. And July 8th is a Wednesday. So the only one that's a Saturday, it looks like it's June 6th.
I potentially have a conflict.
I'll send the dates around again. I think it'd be really good if we all did that. We need to, what I haven't figured out is how we're gonna, get monitors in place. I mean, we can volunteer. Do we need to go out and start hiring people? Yeah. So I guess we'll,
Do you have a budget to pay people?
Well, can a patrol boat not go out until noon and just work the?
I'm having a call next week with patrol boat guys and ask them to take one of these as well. So yeah, they could definitely do that. And I guess I need to put together a, job description. And, we have enough, I think we have enough excess in our patrol budget to pay for some people this year, and it's definitely budgeted for next year.
Talking about the boat expenses?
Because the budget assumes perfect weather days every
Right.
single day.
Are you talking about the patrol boat? Because we gotta make up our mind right now, if we're gonna pay to have the motor done. If we do not make an appointment now to get the work done, we won't make opening day.
Oh, good to know.
Because they start getting busy this month and you'll be 6 to 8 weeks out if you don't get in line.
What's wrong with the motor?
Well, they checked it and they said they want to put new
Injectors in it.
injectors on it.
Oh,
You had somebody gave me a name of,
I gave you
Name.
a name, but I don't know what the name was.
okay. That's good to know. I didn't realize that. Let me check a couple of things and I'll get back to you.
Yeah, okay, because otherwise I'll call Ross and tell him it'll be coming. I'll take it out of storage and
Yeah.
take it over there. So,
Okay. Give me a couple of days and I'll get back. to you.
yeah, that's fine. A couple of days,
Okay.
no problem. Just don't wait too long.
Right.
What about the girl boat guy that did the repairs?
Sonny?
soon?
Yeah.
Is he still here or did he go to Texas?
He's been to Texas. He's back. He said he's working this summer.
Oh, okay. Well, that's good. He can do it then.
Well, I'll ask him if he can do it.
He did one of them already.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I'll be talking to him, so I'll double check with him. Somebody was telling me to do the injectors. You needed to take the head off?
No.
Okay.
Good.
Yeah.
He did one already. We had a problem. He did change one injector on that.
I thought he did too.
But, done two. I know he did one.
Okay, I thought he did one as well. I thought I remembered the same thing.
How many are there?
4.
It'll be a lot cheaper if he do it, that's for sure.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, they're talking like just, because I talked to the guy at,
It's around $1,700.
yeah, that's exactly what he said.
Yeah, because I asked him, when I took it there to get it winterized, I said, check and see what the problem is.
Okay.
Now, the other thing you have to watch out for is finance, because they're part-time. You'll have to tell them to be
Started.
sooner,
Thank you.
because otherwise they won't pay them.
Yeah, it's true too.
All right.
When does the patrol boat start?
Memorial Day.
We usually get it in the water like just after May 15th.
Well, that's all I'm saying. If you wait too long, and then go,
We'll get it in the water.
go to the marine place, it'll be weeks
I
out.
think it doesn't require an act of God, it's just that when a timesheet is submitted, if we haven't told them
That he's on.
that he's on.
Yeah. Okay.
Sometime before, I guess he has to be on the payroll. But
He is.
we had talked about doing a training for him. He'll be at the boathouse anyway, but we were gonna train him on what he should do if he encounters a flipped boat.
We're going to train them all. Yeah, I thought.
Okay, yeah,
Yeah, I would like to have, I mean, to me, I would, when we get close to the date when they start,
okay,
I was hoping to have a session at the boathouse where we would talk about how they get access out to gas and all of that. And then at the same time, I was thinking we could do the
Yep.
session of
Yep.
a flip boat.
so, is that gonna be a weekend? Does it have to be a weekend?
I think it would have to be a weekend because at least John still works. So I don't, he wouldn't be available during the day. I'll find out, I guess is the best thing to say.
Maybe that's a good segue, but, so those weekends in May, you tend to go off and go racing.
Oh, over the weekend. Okay.
The 24th is state. No, the 24th is Mira. 17th is state. And I'm just working backwards just to be difficult. And then the weekend before that, we're out with Warmark. So
So you need to do it during the week. Can you do it at night?
we could do it after practice, like 5 o'clock.
All right, let me see.
And most of those weekends, it's just one day. So,
So you could do a Sunday or one or the other.
yeah,
Okay.
I just wanted to raise that's a very busy time.
No, okay, good to know. Okay. Good, thank you. I put down about the RLA calendar. I went out and updated it a little on the website. Do we want to include, like when we were proposed to do water sampling and eDNA sampling? Do you think that needs to be on that calendar or?
It's our internal document.
Yes.
You know,
Okay. So I'll update.
The public does not see that.
No, that's just our group calendar. Yeah. Yeah, no one's, I think, else sees that.
And we can share that with Morgan if he wants to come sampling with you or something.
we'll give, we're
Yeah.
sending our-
Okay, good, great.
Yeah, could you access that and put in the dates when you think you would go? It's split into beginning of the month and end of the month. You don't have to put a specific date there. It's just ballpark when it would be. Thanks. All right. Yeah,
I brought, a listing of, little aspirations of, activity over at the boathouse. And somebody put March 7 or 14 for the workday, and that's definitely wrong. It's gonna be 21 or 22. And then the boathouse opens, our documents say we open on the 15th, but obviously that's not happening either. Officially the first day of high school on the water is the 22nd, but if there's no water, there's no water.
I hope you have a metal boat.
Well, we have a, what's the word? People are betting on
Cool.
when we, pool. And we have one person who has bet, March 25th. And we have somebody else who bet, we were April 10th.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, we're hoping. he's,
After your first race, so that's gonna be hard.
Yep. And you can see the first regatta is April 8th.
Yeah.
Obviously that's, what is them to do. Other than that, it's really not changed from what we always do.
Okay. Good. Thank you. All right. Is there anything else? Any comments? We have no new business. Any, Dennis, public comment? Okay.
Thank you for opening the dam.
Oh, yeah,
Some pump was running, it was coming.
yeah.
Yeah.
It's staying.
Just that they didn't open.
Yeah.
So what's the repercussions of not opening the system?
It would have possibly negated us having to deal with the sluice way. If they'd opened the fish ladder to just let a little more out, but.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It worked fine.
the black hole, you know,
No, it worked fine.
Actually, it was good to be notified, we're under this whole still trying to get permitted, and we notified them, 24 hours in advance that we were gonna do it, and we opened it up and notified them when we closed it.
and I guess there was no nasty responses to the emails.
No, not at all. There was a thank you for telling us when they closed it. The only thing we got at all was the guy,
So lame.
that bought Sill Lane. Yeah.
Yeah.
He was surprised that the water was coming up because he hadn't been notified. So I put him on the list to get notified when we open and close it. Sir?
A quick comment. As I understand, the Democratic and Republican town committees from Old Line and Lime go to meetings where state representatives are nominated.
Mm-hmm.
So people will be going and have a chance to see Norm Needleman, and I'm forgetting all of these names, but this might be a chance to bring material to our leaders to directly talk to them. And do I understand right, Candace, that you represent?
I'm on the Old Line APC.
Right.
The representative for Old Line is Devin Carney. He's a Republican. He will be running this fall.
No, he's not going to.
Well, maybe he won't.
Right. He's done in January. Right.
So it's not, you wouldn't necessarily see him if you went to the RTC meeting.
Right, but so Phyllis Ross, who some of us may know, who lives on Broad Street, is going to the meeting, I think in April, and will have a chance to meet with Norm Needleman.
We're talking about convention.
Oh, that's funny. 'cause
Not,
I just,
not
CT
Well,
clear.
I just signed up to go to the state convention.
Yes, that's what I was. Okay.
It's May 16th, I believe, in
Okay.
Hartford.
And what Phyllis Ross volunteered was if we wanted to bring something on hydrilla, for example, or lake boats, she would be happy to do that. And I said I would pass that on to the group.
Oh, awesome.
So it's just further possible outreach to our representatives.
Yeah. No, good.
So, my wife knows all about this way more than I do.
She does.
Yeah, okay, so I'm relaying this from her, so I.
No, that was,
Maybe
I
the
think there
sample
are
letter.
better ways to get, well, I think there are better ways to get their attention.
It could be.
There's an expression that, are we still being recorded?
Yeah. we want to close the meeting? We can have a general conversation, non-important, or,
Well, they say that, Devin will go to any opening, even a garage door opening. So it's easy to find Devin out and about. And, I think you're more likely to get his attention when he's out and about than when he's at a convention.
Yeah. And I don't know if that's true of our state senators as well. I just volunteered to relay that to the RTC, or to the ROA.
So Nora,
Devin was very responsive
Yes.
last time, when we,
Yeah, he's always,
on the permit, when we were having issues with the permit, he came right back to us and advanced it, and, it was very helpful.
good. And,
I'm sorry, you were gonna say?
Martha, the center of Martha's universe is very much in London. So it's harder to get her attention, but Norm, I believe is the first selectman in Essex. His wife, runs a theater and, I've been saying that. So he's all over this area. I mean, it's easy to bump into him. So, I would say if you wanted to get Nora's attention or Devin's attention, you can do that. But, Martha's can be a little more difficult.
All right, thank you. Do I, have a motion to adjourn?
I make a motion to adjourn this evening's meeting.
I second.
All in favor?
Bye.
Thank you. Thanks, Erica.
You're welcome. Good night.
Safe travels.
Thanks.
Night.
Thanks.